friendly reminder, no one cares. So go on and be free. Go on.
Marathon, yeah, say that to me, yeah, say that to me, oh marathon, you can say that to me, yeah, say that, you can say that to me, marathon, yeah, say that.
This Element show is highly inspired by a couple different interviews that I watched over the weekend. One is from the Electric State movie that just came out on Netflix, and another was Anthony Mackie's interview about his path in Hollywood, how he's now Captain America and things like that. And it really opened my eyes to a crazy degree. Um, I've been consistently putting out videos on different mediums, but I wanted to put this out on this specific platform because I think this has been the culmination of everything that I've been genuinely been struggling with this entire year, right? Authenticity. What is me? What does it mean to navigate this world with the things that I love and the things that energize me and hopefully, make money from it and make friends and make lasting connections and be successful and be whatever I want to be, right? That's the story that they told us when we were kids, right? They told us that no matter what you do, if you're yourself, people will like you. If you choose to be a doctor, you can be a doctor. If you want to be an astronaut, if you want to be president of the United States, you can be president of the United States. And I was so refreshed to hear Anthony Mackie's interview. And if you haven't seen it, it's on I think it's called the Pivot episode or something. That's the name of the podcast. I was so refreshed because he said that's not true, right? I think everybody has their own opinions about success. But as I've been chasing success this entire time, and I know my story is a little different than everybody else's and yours as well. And this is not me saying that I figured it out and you haven't figured it out, right? The only time I ever make videos is to create dialogue, right? Create conversation. I do not give advice. I don't believe in advice, and we can talk about that a different time. But when it comes to what Anthony Mackie said, he says, you can't be whatever you want. One, he said, because not everybody has the potential to be everything, right? Like some people don't have the potential to be an aerospace or rocket scientist. And I think that we've gotten past a lot of different phases in society where I don't think we are honest with our kids anymore. I don't think we're honest with ourselves anymore as a byproduct. I think that some people genuinely, innately are better at other things. And I think that that's perfectly fine. That's why there's so many of us. That's why America was so great, because it was a melting pot. We use the skills of other people, bring it together, and create something beautiful. That was the plan. That was the idea. But Anthony Mackie said, one, you don't have the aptitude to do certain things, and two, high level success, you have to be picked. And that's when I was like, finally, someone said it. I've been sitting here for years wondering how to get over there, right? And over there could be anything that you want. But it's definitely a specific over there. Like there's certain jobs that no matter what you do, you can get over there because there's a very consistent, very dedicated 1, 2, 3 step-by-step way to get there, right? Like if you want to be a nurse, obviously like getting hired at the specific place you want to get hired at, there's some nuance there. But you know how to become a nurse, right? You have to study, pass, schooling, interview. You know what companies are hiring nurses. You can look that up and you can interview and you can land a job. And that's you getting over there. And then there's certain levels of like high achiever, high success that if you've been trying to chase success, and this might be geared towards entrepreneurs, right? If you've been trying to become successful, you realize that there's no amount of work that you can turn up to start making 10, 20, 30, 60 million dollars in real estate, for example. In what else is there an industry that you can make a lot of money in? Like even as an engineer, right? I was a network engineer at a telecommunications company before I moved over into real estate, things like that. And there were some engineers making the 150, 300,000, things like that. But then on the other side of engineers, there's like structural engineers and people who do design plans and build bridges and things like that. And those are the people who get into the millions. And then, but then you drive in what was Palisades, the place that caught on fire. You drive around Beverly Hills, you drive around certain places in Colorado, and you're driving past anywhere from 3 to 7, 20, 30, 40 million dollar homes. And if you do the math, right, a lot of these ratios, let's say if there's a standard ratio for getting a house, it's about 30% of your income. About, of course, there's jumbo loans and other nuances. So don't quote me on this. I'm building a story, a concept. 30% of your income typically is geared towards your mortgage. So if you're getting a $12 million house, do the math on how much money someone is bringing in to afford that type of home. And then you look around at your friends and look around at your family and everybody that you know, and we're all congratulating ourselves on six figures and maybe the low seven figures, things like that. And maybe you know people who are making high level money, day trade, like crypto traders, things like that. But then when you're looking at yourself as just like a workman, an entrepreneur, you're like, man, how am I going to get over there? And then you double your efforts, you 10x your efforts, 20 extra efforts, and then let's say you're making 10 times the amount of money because you put in 10 times the amount of work. But then you start to realize, like, shoot, okay, when I was giving the bare minimum, I was making six figures. Then I 10x'd it, and now I'm making $1 million a year. And that's excellent money. But then you start looking at, like, okay, so what are the generational people, the generational wealth, the people who are making money doing? And the easy way, if you're not really trying to think too hard, is you're like, oh, they were gifted it. This is old money, right? This is not somebody built from scratch, right? This is generational wealth, and this is friends helping friends achieve high level. And there is a small percentage of people who have generational wealth like that. But there are people who are genuinely building empires. Like a big coach in the industry is called Tom Ferry. And he goes around training real estate individuals how to be better at real estate, offers real estate coaching. And he, in the last conference I went to, was saying, if you want to get on that side, which is that $50 million, $60 million a year real estate, there's certain levels, there's certain things that you have to do, meaning that it's possible. But then to bring it back full circle, you have to be picked. Some success is given. Success is not earned. And that's what Anthony Mackie said. And I was like, okay, so what does he mean by that? It means that no matter what you do, sometimes you will never get over there. So what does that mean for high level success? It means you can't follow in someone's footsteps. It means you can't, what's the word I'm thinking of? Can't follow in somebody's footsteps. You can't, there's not a blueprint. That's what I'm trying to say. There is not a blueprint to get over there. And it's not just about money. It's about living authentically as yourself. It's about, how do I live this life on my terms? Which brings us back full circle to the concept. No one cares. Go be free. Right? I know I'm bringing a bunch of different topics to you, but I'm hoping to, bring it all together for your mind right here. Not that I have all the answers. I've just been studying. So hopefully we're on the same page. It means that whatever Anthony Mackie has is not for me. Whatever Tom Ferry has is not for me. But what is for me if I am me, if I be me, right? So Anthony Mackie's path to becoming Captain America was different than Chris Evans' path to become Captain America. Different movies, different connections, different struggles, but Anthony Mackie, it seems like, was his full self, or at least eventually became his full self. I don't know him. It seems like he eventually became his full self to become Captain America. And I think that that is the essence of what I'm trying to say, is that you yourself is the path. That is how you be picked. If you are wondering, how do I get over the hump? The economy, whoop de whoop de whoop. If that's something that you've been stuck on, I have two things for you. If you are worried about how to get to the other side and you just can't bridge the gap, try being more yourself. And it's not cliche. Hear me out. It's not cliche. Being yourself means so much more than you ever imagined if you're currently not being yourself. You'll know, if you are yourself, you know what I'm saying. Being yourself, genuinely writing down the things that you enjoy, the things that you like, the things that interest you, the reason why you believe you're here, your passions. If you focus in on the reasons and the ways that you are you, everything opens up. I always, every time I coach real estate clients, I say there's 3 levels to success. And the reason why I'm confident in saying that is because I've seen it time and time again and did it myself multiple times again in different industries. The first level of success is where you do what you're told. You walk into the building, they say, hey, here's the script, here's how you call, here's how you speak to someone, here's how you overcome objections. Okay, go. And you do it word for word. And that's when you are a good employee and you start making money and you're doing well. The second level is where you're like, okay, I kind of know the script a little bit, so I kind of deviate from it. If the script says, hello, I'm Brandon Matoyer. I'm from this. Can I interest you in a product like this? If that's the script, you say, well, typically every time I call, people won't let me get through the first sentence. So instead of saying my name in the introduction, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, hey, is this Seth? Or hey, is this John? And they say, yes. Say, hey, I'm Brandon Matoyer. How's it going? And they say, it's going well. You're like, good. It's going well on this side. Obviously, I still sound like a salesman, so this is not like a coaching call, but it's the point. Hey, whoopty whoop. I'm from this, and I saw that you had this, and I wanted to offer you this. That's step 2, is where you kind of change up the script a little bit, and then you become more of yourself in it. Step 3 is where the world opens up, and very few people get to this level. Very few people, and I'll show you a couple of different examples of people who've done it. This is where you say, I don't care about any type of script. I know the product so well that I can say anything on the phone and still get where I'm going. And that's just like a salesman type of contact, a type of strategy. But the concept of what that is in every industry you could ever imagine, right? If you think I'm wrong, I'll give you a bunch of different examples. You seen the TV show House? I know it's dramatized, but the concept of that show, which is why it was so fascinating, which is why they couldn't fire Dr. House, or why everyone wanted to work with him when it came to like the deep, high level, no one can do type of tasks, is because he was completely himself. He was not bound by the book that said, you treat a patient like this, and you look at him like this, and the diagnosis has to be this. I think the guy was named Foreman. His second in command was there to juxtapose that. His person, Foreman, was there to show you that it's not the book, right? The answer is in the third level. House was able to take a step back from the book and be like, okay, I know they say that, but I know the product so well, I can treat it this way. Okay, that's in medicine and dramatized TV. In real estate, it's the same thing. Like I don't want to shamelessly use me, but the reason why I became successful in real estate is because I looked at it, I studied so well, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my real estate license and my loan officer license and do them both at the same time. So I know every single part of the transaction so well, I don't have to follow the book. When is the last time you guys saw me in a suit? Like, genuine question. When's the last time you saw a picture of a closing where I was suited and booted? I gave the real estate pose and I was like, right? Not to be a joke or anything, because that is a formula that works. But what I realized early on was the formula is me. The formula is me. The way that I speak, the way I carry myself. There's a million real estate agents, but why would someone pick me? When someone hires an agent, they assume you can do the job because you're a real estate agent and you passed the test. So other than being able to do the job, why would they pick you? You see where I'm going with this? There's a bunch of different industries. Actors. There's a million Tom Cruise looking dudes. There's a million, I don't know if there's a million Michael B. Jordan looking dudes, but like there's a million like Anthony Mackie looking dudes. So why does he keep getting picked? It's because he is him. He didn't go into an audition try to be Denzel Washington. He didn't go in trying to be Michael B. Jordan. He went in as Anthony Mackie and what Anthony Mackie brings. And that is how you will win everything moving forward. That is how you will win every deal moving forward. I know like it's going to take a lot of practice. You have to figure out yourself to be yourself. I get that. This is just the one concept of what it means and how you can start looking around and seeing how to get over there, because it's a pick me situation. It's a situation where whether there's 3 people or 300 people after your position, what's going to get you picked is the confidence in who you are and what you bring, in the expertise in which you exude. It is the structure, the discipline of which they see on top of you, right? It's the discipline. It's everything that culminates into who you are. If you are undisciplined, you can get a disciplined position as long as you're confidently you. You're like, hey, I'm honest. I'm not really disciplined, but I'm an expert in this, right? If you're not an expert in this, then you have to really look at yourself and be like, okay, do I really even want to do this industry? And I'm muddling up the conversation, but you understand what I'm saying, right? So I think a personal struggle that I would share with you to close this out is everything that I tried for the last 10 years was an abysmal failure, because I know I do a lot of music. I do a lot of theater. I do real estate, all this stuff. But like in theater, I kept losing because I was trying to sing like the dude I saw on Broadway. I was trying to act like Denzel Washington. I was trying to do appointments in my real estate things as the real estate agent, like, and I was trying to speak to people with how they said you should speak to people, and I was trying to a lot of things that weren't me. And the world opened up when I said, you know what? There's certain things I don't like. And people sitting across from you will know that you don't like those things. But as you keep shutting up and you're like, yeah, I can do whatever you want, they start to lose respect for you because they're like, you're not really like your full self yet. And that's very strange for someone to sit across from you, especially high-level people. They can sniff it out because typically high-level people are themselves, right? So before I, yap anymore, friendly reminder, no one cares. So go and be free. You can fail 1,000,000 times, and that 1,000,001th, people will forget the other 1,000,000 failures because it's only about the 1,000,001th time. No one is watching. No one cares. Fail 1,000,000 times, and that 1,000,001th, they will give you the, we always believed in you. Everybody knows the concepts. Time to put it in order, right? So, before we close it out, this video is sponsored by Nutrishop Parker. It is connected to 24-hour fitness in Parker. The pure creatine, it's empty because, trust me, I used it, right? So check out Nutrishop Parker. If you type in Brandon, you get free shipping nationwide in their online shop. Link is in the description. If you leave this video, leave it with this. No one cares.
Marathon, yeah, say that to me, yeah, say that, yeah, say that to me, oh, marathon, you can say that to me, yeah, say that. You can say that to me.